From the moment I pressed play on MadS, an unsettling energy coursed through me, a testament to the film's mastery of horror. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. In this, we will explore an underrated horror gem of 2024. This hour-and-a-half descent into madness is a whirlwind where reality twists and contorts into something unrecognizable. The sound design grips you, each note striking with precision, while the seamless, one-shot execution pulls you deeper into the chaos, amplifying a sense of dread that lingers like a shadow. The visuals, a nightmarish blend of distortion and shock, leave you reeling. MadS is undeniably a film that demands to be seen, yet the conclusion fell flat for me. I yearned for the absurdity to persist until the final frame, rather than surrendering to a more grounded resolution. Still, the journey through MadS was nothing short of haunting. So let's begin. What MadS is all about. Romain, an 18-year-old fresh out of high school, finds himself in a dimly lit room, the air thick with the scent of smoke and desperation. He leans against the wall, snorting a line of powder from a small mirror, oblivious to the crimson droplets trickling from his nostrils. The thrill of the high washes over him, drowning out any concern for the mess he's made. As twilight descends, he hops into his father's gleaming red Mustang, excitement bubbling within him. Tonight he's supposed to meet his dad, who has promised a surprise that could change everything. But as he speeds down the winding road, a moment of carelessness strikes. His cigarette slips from his fingers, landing on the pristine leather seat. Panic grips him as he pulls over, frantically scrubbing at the burn mark, as if the very essence of his future hangs in the balance. Just then, a figure stumbles into the path of his car. A woman, bloodied and frantic. Without a second thought, she flings herself into the passenger seat, her eyes wide with terror. "Drive!" she screams, her voice a raw edge of desperation. Romain, still reeling from the drugs coursing through his veins, fumbles for his phone, dialing for help. The operator's voice is calm, promising an ambulance and police, but fear grips him. He hangs up, the weight of potential consequences pressing down on him. As he accelerates, the woman writhes in agony beside him, her screams piercing the night air. She clutches a strange device, tapping it frantically. With each tap, a chilling revelation unfolds. Subject C-39, a name that echoes with the horrors of a twisted scientific experiment. Romain's heart races, caught between the thrill of the ride and the dread of what he's become entangled in. The road ahead darkens, and he realizes that some surprises are better left undiscovered. What happened to Romain? Romain attempts to soothe the distressed woman, but in a shocking turn, she plunges a knife into herself, teetering on the brink of death. Out of nowhere, she lunges at him, biting his face like a creature from a horror film. With blood splattered across his car, he speeds home, desperate to reach the safety of his garage. He struggles to process the chaos he just witnessed, but the drugs cloud his thoughts. Just then, his father calls, asking him to search for a flight ticket. Romain heads back to the garage, only to discover that the traumatized woman has vanished. Moments later, his girlfriend Anna arrives, finding him utterly shaken and terrified. Romain had been avoiding Anna's calls lately, and even when they were at home together, he felt strangely aloof. This behavior made her anxious, leading her to suspect that he might be keeping something from her. Before long, her friend arrives to take them out. Romain checks the security footage, hoping to spot the distressed woman, but she's nowhere to be found. He activates the house alarm, wanting to be alerted to any potential threats. While his friends are lively and cheerful, Romain remains gloomy and filled with dread. At their friend's house, he briefly separates from Anna. During this time, he overhears her and her best friend, Julia, using drugs. Anna then spots a pregnancy test kit belonging to Julia and inquires about it. What happened to Anna and Julia? Julia discloses that she has a pregnancy test because her period is overdue. Anna expresses confusion, questioning how Julia could be expecting since she hasn't been in a relationship for some time, at least to her knowledge. Julia lightheartedly mentions Romain, which causes Anna to feel uneasy. After Anna departs, Romain kisses Julia, but she notices something unsettling in his gaze. As he glances in the mirror, his father calls to inform him about a security alert at their home, prompting Romain to leave at once. He takes a motorcycle belonging to someone else and speeds back home. Once there, he finds his father chuckling at his disheveled appearance. Inside, Romain discovers the device that the traumatized woman had with her. It indicates that her condition stems from neuroendocrine modulation, granting her extraordinary strength when exposed to light. He then finds her in his bathtub, bloodied. Suddenly, he hears armed intruders entering his home. As the woman crawls away, they use blinding light to try to capture her. Sensing the imminent threat, Romain bolts into the woods, aiming for a nearby road. Unfortunately, the armed group tracks him down and abducts him in their van. Anna soon steps out of the party, her mind racing as she searches for Romain. The effects of the drugs she took begin to take hold, clouding her thoughts. Suddenly, she notices a van full of armed individuals tailing her. Panic sets in, and she dials the police, but her call goes unanswered. Seeking refuge, she ducks into a bar, only to find herself surrounded by bloodshed. As she hides in the restroom, the armed group storms in, mercilessly taking down everyone else. Miraculously, Anna manages to slip away and makes her way to a nearby bridge. There, she spots a bicycle, steals it, and pedals furiously to meet Julia, who is waiting for her on a motorcycle. Ending explained, do they get what they want? Julia arrives on her motorcycle to pick up Anna, only to discover her in a state of panic. Anna is pulling at her hair, screaming, and her face is smeared with blood. As Julia witnesses Anna's wild antics, she realizes she can no longer tolerate the chaos. In frustration, she drops Anna off partway and speeds away alone. Moments later, Julia receives a call from a friend, alerting her to some bizarre occurrences in their city. Despite the warning, she heads home, desperate to escape the bloodthirsty Anna. However, her journey takes a turn when she gets trapped in an elevator. Before help can arrive, Anna unleashes terror on their neighbors, leaving a trail of destruction in her wake. Trapped in the elevator, Julia overhears the armed figures warning her not to flee, but to surrender to the authorities, as she has been exposed to a strange substance. When she finally escapes the elevator, she discovers Anna crawling on the floor like an insect. A masked figure approaches Julia, instructing her to follow. This person soon finds Anna and viciously kills her. Moments later, the masked individual removes her disguise, revealing herself as Noah. Realizing that Anna has bitten her, indicating that she too is infected, Noah urges Julia to leave for her own safety before taking her own life. In the closing scenes of MadS, Julia is alone in her apartment, haunted by the horrific events she has just witnessed, laughing maniacally and screaming in despair. In her desperate attempt to evade the looming threat, she ultimately falls victim to the same nightmares that claimed her friends. By the end of the night, Anna, Julia, and Romain transform into the very monsters they feared, unable to escape the fate that awaited them. So this was For Today's, folks. See you in our next video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.